All right, here we go, here we go now. Lesson two. So you made it to lesson two. Let's keep going. So hopefully you had a chance to play a few hands, the Bridgemaster on BBO, get a feel for, just how the game is played a little bit. You know, how it goes clockwise and you follow suit and things like that. So last lesson, we talked about 52 cards in the deck. Take out all the jokers. The suits, the order of the suits are clubs, diamonds, hearts, spades, and then we do have no trump and bridge. Um, we tend to call hearts and spades the majors because of the way the scoring works, which we'll talk a little bit about that today, and clubs and diamonds, the minors. Okay, so bidding is a communication tool that we use. We talk about with partner what we have in our hand, they talk about what they have in their hand, and then we try to figure out where we belong together with our 26 cards. The playing is like any, it's like really most card games. You put a card down and you go around in bridge, you go clockwise, and it's counted by tricks. So there's 4 cards on every trick, and you play out all 52 cards. So there's 13 tricks total. If you're playing in person, there's a table. Okay, if you're following along here, and then there's different terms for different positions. Okay, so the person of the 4 people that are at a table that are playing that gets the contract, so say 4 hearts, that it's their hand to play. They're called the declarer. The partner of the declared is called the dummy, and they actually put their cards down on the table, or you'll see them at the table if we're playing online. And there's 2 defenders to each hand, and they don't put their cards down on the table. Their cards are hidden. They get to see them themselves, but they try to defend with to get as many tricks as they can, and then the declarer is trying to get as many tricks as they can. All right. You do have to follow suit if you have one, and then you win a trick by if it's the highest card in the suit that's led, or if it happens to get trumped and you trump, the highest trump on that one would win it. And then you count tricks up by adding it. The person that does win the trick will lead to the next trick. All right. So when you're playing online, it'll tell you whose play it is at the time or whatever. But whoever wins the trick is to be the person that's to lead to the next trick. All right. And then the person that has opening lead, the very first lead, is always to the left of the declarer. And they start with the lead, and then the dummy comes down, and then we go on from there. Trumps are, if we've determined the bidding, there's a trump suit. So one pair has a bunch in that suit. They want to call it, that's the trump suit, and they call that by bidding, which is a communication part. And then we'll have a trump suit for that board. All right. So bidding is the communication part, like I've been saying. All right. And this is where you're trying to figure out, you're trying to communicate what you have, and partners trying to communicate what they have, and then we try to come together with how many tricks we think we can get, if there's going to be a trump suit, or if we're going to play it no trump. And like we talked about in the last lesson, you always start with the number 6 for 6 tricks of the 13. So if you were to open, say, 1 spade, you're declaring that you think you maybe could get 7 tricks with spades as the trump suit. All right, but then it usually kind of goes on from there. So like I was talking about before, there's majors, minors, and no trump. Majors are hearts and spades, the 2 higher ranking suits, the spades being the highest ranking suit, and the minors are clubs and diamonds, with clubs being the lowest ranking suit. And no trump is above them all. So go 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, 1 no trump. And then we start over again, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 2 no trump, until we get all the way up to 7 no trump, which would be saying that you can get 13 tricks, which is called a grand slam. Doesn't happen very often, but hopefully it happens to you. All right. So there's 3 basic types of opening bids, and that's what we're going to basically spend our next few lessons on, is that first bid and that first response, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right. So 3 basic types of opening bids. When we open a major, we play that we promise at least 5 cards in the major. So if we open 1 heart or 1 spade, we're going to promise 5 cards in that suit, at least 5 cards in that suit. No trump is one of the other opening bids, and minors, clubs or diamonds will be another opening bid. We'll go into minors in lesson 3, and we'll do 2 weeks on no trump for lessons 4 and 5. Okay. So there's an evaluation tool. There's lots of different evaluation tools, but the one that's kind of stood the test of time is by counting high card points. We count aces for 4, kings for 3, queens for 2, jacks for 1. Okay. It's on page 9 of the book, in Jim Ricker's Beginning Bridge Using 2/1 by Jim Ricker, R-I-C-K. That's actually up here too. Must be down below. No, I don't have it all. Anyway, it's Beginning Bridge Using 2/1 by Jim Ricker, and it's on page 9. Okay. I do want to emphasize that this is just an evaluation tool, but on the same token, I think it's a great way to start with if you don't really have any feel for how many tricks you think you might get, but understand that it's not a rule per se. You don't get any points. All right. You don't get 4 points for having an ace and 3 points for having a king. It's just to help you evaluate your hand. And again, it's a good starting point for us to use. There's several different high card point examples on pages 9 and 10. And then the bidding ladder just shows you what I was talking about, that 1 club up to 7 no trump, in case you need to kind of figure out how to visually see it. It's on page 10. And then bidding boxes I think I introduced you that to, just kind of showed you a picture one. Here's another one that if you're playing at a table, they might have these. And actually the bidding ladder is right there. It goes 1 club to 7 no trump. And then online, we'll have it where we can see the different bids that are our options as well. Okay. So when we play. So anyway, bidding boxes are a way to use cards to show what you want to bid. All right. So scoring, we're going to do very little on this, but I do want to introduce it to you, why it's so important as far as to bid majors or no trump. And the reason is the way the game is scored. Whoever set up the game set up majors to be 30 points per trick, minors only 20, and the first no trump trick will count as 40, and then thereafter it'll be 30 per trick. So just to, so when you're trying to either, if you're playing for money hypothetically or whatever you're trying to do, you'll see that majors and no trump are scored higher than minors. So you certainly are going to play in a minor once in a while, but you try to find your major or no trump if you can, as opposed to being in a minor. And then there's things that we'll talk about that'll be part score. This is when you don't get to a game. So any combination of 100 points or more, not a combination of different things, but let's say you're in a major, to get 100 points, you'd need to have the 4 tricks. So 6 plus 4, which would be 10, would be 120. So that's, greater than 100. Minor, you'd have to be at the 5 level because it's only 20 points per trick. 5 times 20 is 100. And no trump is 40 for the first one and 30 for the next 2. So you only have to be in 3 no trump or 9 tricks to get that 100 point, that game bonus that you'll get. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot on scoring, but I do want to emphasize, if you can get to game, you should. And if you can get to slam, which would be 6 level or 7 level, you should do it. And if you don't have a chance of being there, you actually want to be probably as low as possible so you don't end up giving the opponents a score. So you try to get the game bonus, which depends on what scoring system you're using, but can be anywhere from, you need to get 2 games on in rubber bridge, or if you're playing duplicate bridge, it can be 300 or 500 point bonus, depending on vulnerability and different things like that. So if you can get to that magic 100 in the board, you should do it. Okay, so I'll just emphasize, we try to get to game when we can, and we'll kind of deal with scoring later. All right, so back to bidding, which is really what a lot of the lessons are going to be focused on. In this at-home study course, you're going to be, working on playing and stuff on your own. So the lessons will be focused on the bidding. Okay, So just the general principle that you'll see me repeat time and time again is that you are trying to find an 8-card major fit, okay, between you and your partner. Your partner is the one that is across from you, and you're trying to find it generally in a major because, again, it's scored more. So today, or this lesson, we're going to focus on opening a major and then our responses when partner does it. So we're going to kind of keep it simple. We're just going to kind of start it with that if we have 12 high card points, so what we talked about before, where aces are worth 4, kings are 3, queens are 2, and jacks are 1. If you have 12 or more of those total in your hand, we want you to open the bidding. And in general, you're gonna max out about 19 because we're gonna have different bids for those. And then if you have 5 cards, 5 hearts or 5 spades, that would be your first bid. So 1 heart or 1 spade. All right. So responder is considered the partner of the opener. And what we mean by opener is the first person to do a non-pass. Okay. So pass is a bid, but the opener, the first one to bid in the bidding auction would be considered the opener. And then the responder is the partner of the opener. And the bids are quite different. So you do want to make sure that you know who's sitting, who your partner is, first of all. And your responses and your bids are quite different depending on if you're opening or responding. Because if you're opening, we want you to have 12 or more points. Okay. But as responder, if partner already said, hey, let's talk, I got some points, you don't need as many points. You actually only generally need about 6 high card points to say something. So if you do have 6 or more high card points, this kind of goes through the different bids that you would have. If you happen to have 6 to 9 high card points and 3 cards in partner suit, so in this case, let's say we opened a spade, and you have, say, 8 high card points, so 2 aces, we'll say, and 3 or 4 in partner suit, you can just go ahead and bid 2. So 1 spade, 2 spades, all right? Bid 3 of partner suit, so bid 3 of the major, and we pick spades, so bid 3 spades with 10 plus high card points. Well, actually, we're going to play this as a limit raise, so I'm going to introduce that now. So it'd be 10, 11, 12 points. And we generally will play that as 4 cards in the suit for our 3-level raise for 1 spade, 3 spades, or 1 heart, 3 hearts. And then another option would be if you don't have the suit with partner and you happen to have 4 or more spades and 6 or more points, you'll just bid 1 spade if partner opened a heart, for example. Because you always have to go higher on the ladder. When we get to the hands, you'll see what I'm talking about there. You can't bid below what the other guys have bid. All right, you have to go up the ladder if you're going to bid. So a partner opened a heart, you could bid a spade with 6 high card points, and not having partner suit with them. And you have to have at least 4 spades. You can have more, and you can have more than 6 points, but that's what you're promising partner, at least 6 high card points and 4 or more spades. And 1 no trump is certainly an option, but that'll be some separate lessons to cover that. Okay. Then it goes back to opener. So let's say, so it goes back to opener, and the opening bid is going to describe their hand further. Again, this is a communication process. Okay. So partners open the bidding. The responder has responded. They haven't passed, because if there's 3 passes after everyone gets a chance to bid at least once, actually the bidding is done. Okay. So if it goes 1 heart, pass, 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 that's it. Okay. But if it goes 1 heart, pass, 1 spade, let's say, then, you'd have to get 3 passes again. There always has to be at least 3 passes for the bidding to be done, except for the very first time, everyone gets to bid at least once. All right. You can go back. You can bid 2 of partner suit. So let's say it went 1 heart, 1 spade. You could bid 2 spades with 4 cards in support. The reason you have to have 4 here is partners only promised you 4. So you would have to have 4 cards support to support. You could bid 2 of, you could rebid your suit with 6 in your suit. Okay. And you can actually jump to 3 of your suit if you had a bunch of points as well. So you were, say, 17, 18, 19 points. You could go to the 3 level, but you bid 2. So you already showed partner 5. So if you're going to bid them again and they haven't supported you, you would need to have at least 6 in the suit. And then partner can actually support you with just 2 of them in the suit if you now have 6. Or if, let's say it went 1 heart, 1 spade, and you don't have the suit spades with partner and you don't have the 6 card in your suit, you can just bid no trump to say that really you don't have those things. Okay. And again, the 1 no trump would be lower end of your range. And if you're really high end, you go to 2 no trump to show. So every bid is communicating, where am I at? What's my distribution? Do I have more of this, less of that? Every bit, you know, when we're bidding, we're trying to communicate. All right. And when I have this in lessons, it's, oh, I don't want to be here. Well, it's a we game. We're trying to figure out where we want to be with our 26 cards. And it's critically important to remember that. Okay. Partner can't see your hand. You can't see their hand. You're trying to communicate using this, you know, this system of bidding to try to get there. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and bid some hands today. All right. So I've got it set up here that we're going to have some of these hands, and I'm going to have robots in 3 of the 4 spots, and I'll just pause when it's my bid a little bit. This is a teaching table, so you can actually see all 4 hands. If you're playing, you can't see all 4 hands. You can only see yours. All right. So to my right, so my partner passed. To my right, they bid a heart. Okay. And this is kind of cool. When you're playing with the robots, you can actually click on the bid, or it shows you what the bid is. So they're saying in the major suit opening, 5+ hearts, 11 to 21 points. You know, I've talked about generally we have 12 or more. But 11 is certainly acceptable because you can count other things like shortness or length in suits and different things. So we're just going to use 12 for right now, but we're certainly going to allow you to use your judgment when you think you have a hand that you want to start the bidding with. Okay, so it'll tell you what the bid's supposed to mean, which is a great learning tool. I mean, I learned so many bids this way, and with you doing this online, you're going to be able to do the same thing. You can hover over the bid. So if I wanted to see what my different bids would mean, it'll tell me. So if I wanted to bid a spade as the opponent, it would show what I'm supposed to have. Okay, we're just going to pass and let them bid. Okay, so the responder did 2 hearts. Okay, so the responder would be showing, it should be showing that they have, you know, not very many points in 3+ hearts. Okay, 5, 6, 8, 9 points. Okay, and so they're that 6 to 9 point bid that we talked about. Okay, just bid 2 a partner suit and not very much. And then they're showing some extra distribution here, and they've decided that's enough to then put it in game because this hand was showing extra, and they were actually high end of their 6 to 9 point bid. Okay. All right. So that's the first one. All right. So we're not going to play them today. Again, we're going to focus on you guys playing on your own, and we're going to focus on the bidding in these lessons. All right. So looks like we got a pass to our right, and it's our turn to bid. So when you're playing on Bridgebase Online, it'll show in yellow when it's your turn to do something. Okay. So based on our lesson, it looks like I have enough points to start the bidding: 3, 7, 10, 12. And I have a 5 card major or longer. I happen to have 6, but I'm just going to start talking with partners, start the communication, and say, hey, partner, I got something over here. Let's do this. All right. So I'm telling partner, you can show, it shows you right there what it means. Okay. Now partner responded with 1 spade. All right. So that happened to be this example right here. Bid 1 spade when you have 6 or more high card points and 4 or more spades, and a maximum of 2 in my suit, which they did. All right. So I could support partner if I had 4 spades, which I don't. All right. But I do happen to have 6 hearts. So I'm going to tell partner that, and I'm going to bid 2 hearts, which will deny that I have 4 spades with partner. And I also will be telling, and it'll show you exactly what it's supposed to mean. Okay. Which is what I have. Okay. I'm low end of my bid now, of my opening bid. And I'm showing partner that by bidding 2 hearts, which shows partner I have 6 hearts. And low end of my bid, and they decided to bid So they supported it. You know, they said, hey, we're okay. I do have 2 hearts. So we have an 8-card fit. They're 9 points. I actually kind of like our hand, so I will go ahead and forge on to game because I do have a singleton diamond, which is, I have only 1 diamond in the suit, which means I could trump any other diamonds. So they would be able to get the ace of diamonds, but the king of diamonds, I would be able to trump it, which usually proves to be valuable to have short suits. So I would play, I'd bid 4 hearts. So we are going to do a little bit of play here just so you get a feel. So the robot led the 2 of hearts. And if you were playing at the table, everyone would now be able to see the dummy. And it's yellow over here. And I would actually be the one to play from it because it's the dummy. So it isn't this person's play per se, because this person is the declarer over here. I would be the one in control of playing all the dummies cards. And they led trump against us. So we're just going to go ahead and play a couple tricks so you can see how that would work. And we'll win that one. And okay, this is actually pretty a good example of a finesse. Okay, so a finesse is when you, like in this case here, we're missing the king of clubs. Okay, so we have to we hope that the king of clubs is over here because this is a teaching table. We can see that it is, but I don't know that it is if it wasn't a teaching table. I need to lead from here. I don't know how many times because you know we don't know how many clubs they have over there. All right, so I'm going to do it once now and see if it works. I know I'm missing the king of clubs because I can see the dummy and my own cards. So I know they have it. I just don't know which hand it's in. So I'm going to come back to my hand with another trump. And I'm going to do it again. All right, so we're still good now. And I think we'll just lose our diamond now and see what they do. All right, so then when I was talking about, remember I only had 1 diamond. I have I can now trump their other diamond, and I'm going to get rid of their last trump. That's if you're, you know, if you aren't able to count all the suits, that's fine. But you do need to keep track of the trump suit. And now I'm going to go ahead and finesse 1 more time in clubs. And now that was 11 clubs. So the king of clubs will be falling. And I'm going to get rid of this guy here. And we get all the club tricks. So we did have to do it 3 times from there. And they decided to give us that one, but we're going to make our 4 hearts. With 1 over trick, we're going to make 11 tricks. All right. So we had to be careful to make sure we had enough times to lead over to there to finesse for that king of clubs. Okay. So I thought it would go right to the next deal, but I guess it didn't. So we'll go to the next one. All right, here we go. So it gives us all the options to bid. We're going to add up our 0.69. We do not have enough to start the bidding, so we're just going to pass. Our partner opened. Okay, they opened a heart. And 359 points, and they opened a bit of spade to our right. So what we're going to do is we're going to bid a no trump to show we have spades stopped, and we didn't really have hearts with partner. They're going to now bid clubs. Not so good. So that they're denying a 6th heart. Okay. And we're just going to bid 2 no trump. We don't have enough to go to game, or the partner says they have extra, so we went. All right. So they opened their heart. We didn't have an 8-card major fit, and so then we ended up in no trump. All right. So another hand. All right. So here we go. This is this example here where you have 3 of partner's suit. Okay. So there was a spade opening in West and 3 spades by partner. It tells you right there what it's supposed to mean. Okay. 4 plus spades and 10 to 12 points. Okay. That's a limit raise. They're showing partner. It's very specific when partner's open and we have support. We're very specific with how much we have and how much support we have and how many points we have. So then partner can determine where they want to go from here, and they're going to put it in 4 spades to beat a game. Again, when I was talking about game beds, spades and hearts is the 4 level, so you can get 10 tricks. Clubs and diamonds is the 5 level, so you can get 11 tricks. And no trump is the 3 level, 3 no trump, saying that you can get 9 tricks. Okay. So that's a limit raise, 1, 3 in a major, shows 10, 11 high card points, and 4 plus in the in 4, at least 4 hearts or spades in this case. Okay, so partner opened a heart, showing they have opening hand and 5 or more hearts. We don't have hearts with partner, but we do have spades. So this will show 4 plus spades and 6 plus points. And partner must have 4 spades, and we can see that they do because we only promised 4. And now we're going to reevaluate our hand. 5, 7, 10, 11. Partner opened. We're kind of right in between because partner's in that 12 to 14 or 15 range. So we're going to invite, see what they say. So we don't have enough to quite get the game. Generally, you're looking at 25 points to get the game. And partner is showing us 12 to 15 plus what we have. We're going to be right in the middle, and they denied our invitation. Okay. All right. So that's what you're generally looking for, is 25 points or more to get the game in a major. You should be a little bit more, 27 or 28 for a minor, and 3 no trump is 25. So maybe let's play with 27 for a minor, 25 for a major, or 3 no trump. Okay. All right, so we had a pass to our right. Again, if we wanted to review all of our different options, you can hover over all of them and it'll tell you, which I really like, and especially when you're learning. We don't have opening bid, but our partner does, or not our partner, but our opponent does. They opened a spade, and then this hand actually only had 5 points, so they passed. All right, this hand decides to bid. They're probably going to get too high, so I do like it when you pass with less than 6. All right. A lot of people like to bid just because they have 13 cards, but you're going to tell partner the wrong message. So to respond to partner when they've opened, you only need 6 or more points. Okay. All right. So we have a 1 heart bid to our right. They bid spades, showing it's actually would be limited now, 6 to 11 points because they didn't open, but 4 or more spades. Now they're giving their partner another option of clubs, and they're going to go back to hearts because they don't have a fit, and they're just going to end up there. So, all right. All right, one last hand here. So we're working on opening a major. We have 5 or more in the suit and opening hand. All right, partner has told us they have opening hand and hearts, and we're going to tell partner we have at least 6 points and at least 4 spades. This 2 club bid is going to be a bid we're going to talk about later, but it would show more points than we have. So we're just going to bid a spade and not lie to partner. We have 4 or more spades and 6 or more points. Oh, we do not have a fit. So generally when you don't have a fit, when you have a misfit, you want to be as low as possible in your misfit. So we're going to pass and apologize to partner, but there you have it. So actually, if you have all robots, because we're the dummy, it'll go ahead and play it for you. This is only a 7-card fit, but we'll see if the robots can make it. So just a summary, okay, 12, you have opening hand, you count up your high card points. They did a finesse there, that was good. And you're telling partner, hey, let's talk. And if you open a major, you're promising at least 5. It's called playing 5-card majors. And that's what most everybody plays now. And you're promising partner 5, and then you go exploring from there, okay? You go trying to find how high you should be, how many points you have. But today, this lesson, we're just gonna focus on, we have 5 or more, and do we have an 8-card fit with partner? even though we only had one miserable heart with partner, they were able to make 4 hearts to get 10 tricks with that hand. Way to go, robot. All right. So for next week, or not next week, for next lesson, I don't know how you're going along when you're tuning in here. Go ahead and read chapter 5, review chapters 2 and 4. Again, it's from the Jim Ricker book is what I teach from. All right, Beginning Bridge using 2/1 by Jim Ricker. You can get a copy on Amazon. It's a self-published book. And you can follow along as I talk about the different chapters here. So today we covered chapters 2 through 4. We covered high card points, aces are 4, kings are 3, queens are 2, and jacks are 1. Again, it's just an evaluation tool. It has nothing to do with scoring. Scoring has to do with how you bid, how high you bid, and how many tricks you get. All right, or don't get. All right. If you want, follow along on Facebook. Bridge Lake Country, Wisconsin is my Facebook page. I'll do tips, upcoming lessons. I post other videos on there along on my YouTube channel as well, and different games that are coming up, and even some other bridge websites and stuff for you to give information. And then if you haven't already, which hopefully you have, be sure to register on BridgeBase and do some practice hands. You know, like we've talked about, you can do, I'll show it to you one more time, to work on the Bridgemaster hands. And from the home page, you go to solitaire, Bridgemaster, and then work on playing these hands out, work on the beginning hands. And again, it'll tell you, it'll give you hints and different things as you go along, but work on your play, and then you can move on to some different hands and stuff too. I'll have links and homework and all the stuff, you know, below. If you have any questions, certainly go ahead and ask. Be sure to like, subscribe, so you know when the next videos come out, and share with others. Bridge is a great game. There's a lot to it, okay? But I can tell you it's definitely worth their journey. I thoroughly enjoy it, and hopefully you will as well. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.